This month's Hero of the Month sale at Alternate Reality features the Bloody Pulps. That's right, all of my pulp reprints and all of my pulp trade paperbacks are all 25% off all month long at Alternate Reality. Now this includes The Shadow, Doc Savage, The Avenger, G8 is Battle Aces, Spider, High Adventure, and many, many other fine titles. And Planet Stories as well. And if you pick up Planet Stories, you can find out the secret of the Queen of the Martian Catacombs. So be sure to stop off at Alternate Reality all month long for our Hero of the Month sale.
It's time now for Media News with Comic Book Man and JR, now with half the calories of the regular news.
Bite me.
Media News, episode 69. Essential, but not necessary. Master boys.
Hey folks, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome to my video on house. It's time once again for Media News with...
JR is here.
JR is here.
Right here.
And the video on house is coming to you from Alternate Reality is where here is. Located 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood, which is a neighborhood of the city of Chicago. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are 15% off every day for everyone, including the Three Musketeers.
All three
if the Three Musketeers came in here, they'd get 15% off on their new comics. And you know what we always say with the Three Musketeers
that
is...
would be 45% altogether.
All for one. One for all, every man for himself. And we've got
two, count them, two competing Three Musketeers projects.
That's six Musketeers.
Not one, two.
Exactly. That's two candy
Six
bars.
Musketeers.
Two candy bars. But and both of these, if this plays out, would come out in the same year, which would be just crazy.
So you'd have one of those
Crazy.
things where you have a bunch of Musketeers films coming out at once, and you'd go, why is everyone doing underwater monster movies, or why is everybody doing secretaries who kill their bosses movies?
Maybe they could call one of them 3D Musketeers.
3D Musketeers.
But there's two projects coming. Warner Brothers is doing a Three Musketeers film directed by Doug Liman, who did the first Bourne Identity movie, the first Jason Bourne movie, which was really good, but those got better with the second director.
Yeah.
He's doing it with a script by the guy who did
Staring at Goats.
Men Who Stared at Goats.
Men Who Stared at Goats.
And,
Peter Strawham.
Yes. Now the second film is by Summit Entertainment, director Paul W.S. Anderson, who gave us Event Horizon. Is going to also be...
Which one are you going to go see, Comic Book Man?
Event Horizon. This would be a more sort of a... it would be filmed in the period, but they would talk in a modern vernacular. As like the Sherlock Holmes film.
Or like Romeo and Juliet DiCaprio was in.
No, they use the
That's
language.
right.
Yeah,
It just looked.
But they moderned the look. Yeah.
And both of them will be in 3D. Now, why the Three Musketeers need to be in 3D?
Because there's three of them.
I don't know.
Now 3 in 3D.
But they're both scheduled to come out at the same time in the same year, 2012. So you could have one in spring, one in fall, and compare and contrast your Three Musketeers.
For those of you who are wondering out there, how could they do two Three Musketeers movies at the same time? Isn't there a rights problem?
No.
No, it's public domain.
That's why
we could do a Three Musketeers movie if we wanted to.
Plan on
you could do one if you wanted to.
Going to do
Anybody can.
Me, you, and Bo, the Three Musketeers.
Yes, the Three Musketeers.
That'd be fantastic.
Okay.
All right. Moving right along.
Moving on. A story which just rocks your world. Will Smith is coming back to the franchise that put him over the top and made him a huge, not a big name, but a huge name.
Box office sensation.
And that, of course, was
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
This is our Independence Day.
Yes, ID4.
Yes.
ID4, for those of you who remember when it first came out, was ID4. And now, 12 years after the fact?
More than that. Maybe 15?
15 years after the
like
fact?
That?
They're getting around to doing a sequel.
Oh, sequels.
Wolves, plural.
Okay, here's the deal. The director, Roland Emmerich, always said he'd go back to do ID4 only if Will Smith were to come back and do it.
Only if we milked every drop of milk out of the Stargate teat that we possibly could. And they're just about there.
The problem always was Will Smith costs a lots of dough.
Yeah.
Well, for some reason, they managed to get Will Smith to commit to 2 back-to-back sequels to ID4. They're going to shoot them back-to-back.
How's Will's last couple of movies been?
Okay. I mean, he's not the huge box office sensation he used to be, but he's always solid.
Yeah.
So 2 of them. Does anybody care anymore, Comic Book Man? Do we really care?
I thought people stopped caring about ID4 about 2 years after it came out. I mean, really, that's one of those films that had a really short shelf life as far as people giving a damn about it.
And it wasn't even.
I mean, it was huge. It came out gigantic. It came out big. It burned hot. And usually, when something comes out big and burns white hot, it cools off real fast and nobody cares.
And I can't imagine there's a nostalgia value for ID4. Is there? Are people?
We're almost getting to the point where the 90s are cool. We've almost hit 90s nostalgia. Not quite, but almost.
Plus, it was a real big cast.
Yeah, and it
Will
had a lot of
Smith
folks in it.
Well, yeah,
There's a lot of folks in it.
It wasn't like
the
a
poor
Will
man's
Smith
Harrison
absolute-
Ford playing the president.
You know who was in there? You know who was in that? Harvey Firestein.
Yes, Harvey
Firestein.
and Data.
And oh yeah, that's right.
Brent
Data was in
Spiner
it.
was in
Brent
there.
Spiner was
And
in it.
the
That's right.
psychiatrist from Real Ordinary People,
Judd Hirsch.
Hirsch.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel's
Vin
back.
Diesel's doing something. What's he
Another
doing?
unnecessary
It better be a Fast and the
sequel.
Furious.
Another unnecessary sequel.
Triple X 3D.
3D.
JR.
Yes.
Get the car. Get the car.
Not only Vin Diesel, but Sam Jackson's coming back for this one too.
Oh, hooray.
Sam, I'm making a lot of bad choices, Jackson, these days.
Well,
Sam,
he's
I'm
in
making
all
a
those
lot of
Marvel
money.
movies playing Nick Fury.
Man, and Rob Cohen, who directed the first film, is coming back to direct the third one. And you know, I'm getting tired of saying these words, comic book man.
Which words?
This thing's going to be in 3D.
3D.
Look, here's what it's going to be from now on, kids. Everything that we're talking about is coming out in 3D.
Just assume it'll be in 3D.
We will tell you if it's not coming out in 3D.
And you know what else is coming out in 3D?
What?
Fantastic Voyage.
I like the sound of this. Paul Greengrass, who made the second two Bond films,
Yeah.
another segue, is committed to direct Fantastic Voyage. Now, this is
Fantastic
kind of
Voyage.
interesting. He is a sort of hardcore realistic director who uses a lot of handheld cameras, a lot of tight shots, a lot of close-ups on his actors, which in 3D will make everyone vomit probably. But if anything, it'll take the concept of Fantastic Voyage and make it feel real.
Gritty.
Yeah. Well, not gritty, but it'll make it feel like it's the real deal. So maybe we'll
Well, if
see.
you remember the original Fantastic Voyage, which came out in the mid to late 60s, which starred Stephen Boyd
And Raquel Welch.
that had a very claustrophobic feel to it. Now, it's one of those typical 60s movies where everything is processed. Unless you're big on process, you're going to find it boring as hell. You really are. But it was visionary at the time because it took you places in a science fiction genre that you've never been to before, and that was inside the human body.
Yeah.
And that was what it was touted
Exactly.
as.
Yeah.
But it was all a process movie. You know, it's, okay, well, how are we going to shrink? Well, 5 minutes of explanation. Okay.
Oh, the
then we have to have a
shrinking
half an hour of shrinking,
Yeah.
at 20 minutes of going into the body, then we have to cruise around for another hour. I mean,
true.
Unless you're, like I said, process. But they're inside that sub for a long time,
Yep.
where if you have a lot of close-ups and stuff,
Yeah.
that claustrophobic feel would actually
Yeah,
work
that's
out
true.
pretty
I had
well.
not thought of that, so he might be the perfect choice for
It
that
might
sort
be
of
the
vehicle.
perfect choice.
Right.
Last story we've got is
Yeah.
not in 3D,
No.
even though we'd like for it to be. DiCaprio
Leonardo DiCaprio.
is being looked at to play who?
J. Edgar Hoover. Clint Eastwood's next
Get
film.
out your women's clothing.
Clint Eastwood's next film that he's going to direct is a biopic of J. Edgar Hoover. Warts and all,
Warts
ladies
and all.
and gentlemen.
Eastwood's a conservative.
Eastwood is a conservative,
He's a
but this will be warts and all, including the revelation that Hoover may have been sort of a closeted homosexual.
I don't think it's a. It's.
It's warts and all, and they are saying
Yeah, but it's
that
not a
it will-
rumor. I don't think it's a rumor. I think
Well-
it's pretty much come out as.
Well, whatever. But DiCaprio will play this part, and Eastwood is the man. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a fine director, and he's gotten better as the years go on. Even as an old guy, he's a great director.
Okay.
So, there you go.
So that's it. We're done.
We're
We're
done.
finished. We're out of here. That's it for media news. But you can stop off at the store's website and read his media reviews
Mine.
and Bo's media news. And where's the website at?
Seriously, guys, it's www.myalternatereality.com. It's not that complicated.
So come out of J. Edgar Hoover's closet. Go to the media. Take off your woman's underwear. Go to the store's website and read all the reviews and all of the media news. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man
And this is JR.
saying bye. Alternate Reality is located at 3149 West 111th Street. That's the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in Chicago, the beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood neighborhood. You can always reach us at 773-881-HERO or at the store's website, www.myalternatereality.com.